Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for American Horror Story, Season 7, Episode 4. Now, this episode is entitled 11-9. That represents the day of the election. After the election, whatever. Now, the thing is that this episode was really good. Of course, this is the season of the cult. Now we know officially. I already told you guys from a while ago what was up. But this episode pretty much confirmed everything for me. It starts off with, we see, what's someone's name? What was it? Belinda? I believe that's the news reporter. The news reporter, I'm just going to call her Miss Hope. So the black news reporter, she's there. It's like, it's the election eve, and, no, it's election day. And she's just like, oh, I want to go and do something real, do something important. This is important, yeah, but I just don't understand why they keep having me do this stuff. I want to be in the anchor chair. I want to be, in front of all the lights and cameras, have millions and millions of eyes just focused on me because I'm me, type of thing. And then we see Selena, which is her, technically her white, younger, female counterpart that doesn't have any experience, but she slept with the boss. And 2 months prior, she was a rent-a-cop, so now she's all of a sudden on the same level as, news reporter Hope. I think not. We see a lot of familiar characters all in the same place. Winter's there. Remember, she was supposed to be a part of Hillary Clinton's team. And we also noticed that Harrison and his wife is there. And his wife's like, look, I think her name's Mel, whatever. She's trying to figure out why is she allowed to vote, because she feels like people need to pass a certain test before being allowed to vote, because she doesn't feel like she can make sound judgments that'll, change the course of the entire country. Yeah, voting for the Oscars, voting for like music awards, why not? But not this. We see Allie and Ivy, they're super pumped. They're going to be a part of history. They're like, okay, promise, we're going to go and not do any funny business. We're going to both vote for Hillary. Ivy votes for Hillary. Allie votes for Jill Stein. Miss Hope votes for Hillary. Selena votes for Trump. And then we see this guy his name's Gary. He's played by Chaz Bono. And he's there, he's bleeding. We're like, whoa, what's going on? We see Kai there. It's like, this guy has a right to vote. This guy has a right to vote. They both vote for Trump. And then Gary comes out. It's like, oh, make America. Trash. So I'm not even going to repeat that. But we see that all of the parts were there from the start. So we're going backwards now, where Kai, he's been scoping out all of these people. His next target to go and get onto his cult is Harrison. Harrison is a gym trainer, and he has this really douchey manager. The really douchey manager berates him in front of Kai, and so Kai realizes, oh, this could be my next target. They start to talk, and subjects about Harrison's sexuality, so he's gay, but he's verse or whatever, and Kai was just like, you know what? If we were friends, I really wouldn't care. I wouldn't care what your sexuality is. What I would care most about is, who you are, and don't be surprised that after we do what we do as far as like standing up for each other and being strong, that I may go roll over and, help you out with whatever's hard in your pants. I said, what? What? Kai is telling him everything that he wants to hear in this moment when he's humiliated from his boss who also tells him that there's essentially like smell in aisle 10. And that's code for someone has masturbated in the steam room. And I'm thinking, first off, no. Second off, in a steam room, in the public gym, in a steam room. I would be passed out in that steam room, period. I'm not thinking anything sexual in the damn steam. Anyway, everyone has their thing, so he has to go in there and hose it down, and it's really humiliating. And of course, his boss makes him do it because he's gay. He's not really performing well at the gym. He just wants a reason to go and poke at him until he can officially fire him. When Harrison's cleaning it, he realizes, wait a minute, what's that? So that's when he first sees a smiley face. So he's been marked. Then he hears this weird sound, and it's Kai masturbating. And Kai is just like, you know what, don't worry, I'll clean this myself. And I'm thinking, okay, so was that to appease Harrison? Because that did absolutely nothing to help his current situation. I don't know. I guess it's some weird friendship bro way. It was, you know what, we're in this together. I have no idea. It's stupid. So after that happens, we find out that Harrison's financial situation is horrendous. We find out that, yes, what's the child's name? That his wife / best friend, she really is sick. She really does have melanoma, and she essentially gets a disability check. But that's it. So the money that he makes at the gym plus her check is not enough to cover the bills. They're about to lose the house in 3 days. She was trying to hide it from him, and he gets super mad, as he should. But then she was like, "Hold up, don't do this to me because I can't even go outside. I can't work." I'm thinking you could get a telemarketing job at your house anyway. But then again, maybe they'll interfere with her disability, and how much she'd make from that versus the part-time job wouldn't be enough. So he's like, okay, I understand. She goes and tries to kiss him. He's not into it. And she was just like, what? How many times have we ever actually done it? And he said 2 times. She's saying 4 or 5. He's saying 2. He's gay. He doesn't want you. Come on now. We see Trump on TV at the gym. Kai's watching it. He's getting pumped. Again, Harrison's manager tells him, you're about to be fired, and unless you can go and get that guy to go and do more because you still upselled him more training stuff. Kai, so then Harrison comes over and he's doing the whole bro thing. Bro, you've been getting stat. I've seen the definition. I see the definition. I see it. You doing it. You doing your thing all day. Yeah, you are. And you know it could be even more if you did more of this, more of that. And Kai realizes, why are you sounding like that jerk? You sound like your boss. And then that's when he said, you know what, I'm done. They're about to take my house. I'm about to lose my job. It's just over. And Kai said, you know what your problem is? You don't believe in yourself. So use me as a mirror. I'll believe in you until you... Dang, that was aggressive. Until you believe in yourself. And so then things definitely took a turn because his manager came back again and said, there's more, you know, jizz. That was gross. There's more white stuff. That's what I'll call it. White stuff that's been expensed in the steam room. And Kai this time goes and follows Harrison. So it's like, you know what? He humiliates you. He makes you feel like crap. Why don't you go and take power into your own hands and for once, stand up for yourself? So he does just that. He goes. Kai convinces him to go, and while his boss is bench pressing, the gym's pretty much closed at this point. I said, oh no, this reminds me of Power. Oh no, I see it now. He put pressure on that barbell, and it on the guy's neck. I said, oh Lord. But I looked at him and said, this guy's actually solid. He may be one of those people that has that roid strength. And just like that, he said, I knew it, that's that roid strength. That roid strength is something serious. So he's still alive. I'm sure if he had medical attention, he would have lived. But Kai said, you're not done yet. So here goes. Harrison takes the barbell. Bang! And just keeps hitting him. So now his boss is dead. He's freaking out. Kai says, don't worry about it. Kai goes, takes the boss's phone, texts everyone, says, oh, I'm out of town, because of an emergency. And they said, what about his computer? What about this? What about that? Well, I'm going to his computer, and I'm going to remember, because Kai's actually a programmer. He's a programmer. He's supposed to be a super genius. He's supposed to be very awkward, socially awkward. This was his whole spiel to Harrison when they first met at the gym. And Kai goes on the computer, he deletes the footage, and now it's time for them to clean the body. And I'm thinking, so at what point do you not realize that this dude is no good? Mind you, we see Harrison's wife going and she's like, I need Adderall. Do you guys have Adderall? Okay, well, do you guys at least have, like, can I get a smoke of the spliff, please? Can I get some? And she was like, I'll have sex with you guys. We can take turns, go out at once. Let's go. let's go. And they're like, oh, no, just take the... I said, oh my God, your box is such trash. Woo! You know how bad your box has to be for that to happen? So now they're living in the motel. She gets there and she sees her husband, you know, sawing up... Well, he's cutting his boss's head off. She said... And then she took a... Who's that? It's my boss. Who is he? No, that's my pal. That's my friend. That's my friend. And so then she was like, oh, Lord, I'm going to need more of this. So now we're back at Beverly. So we focus on Harrison. The next focus is Beverly. Beverly, she's the news reporter, Beverly Hope. She's being really degraded by people at her office, especially Bob. And Kai's watching the news and realizes, wait a minute, because she's reporting on the fact that there's this dead body that showed up. The hands and head are all gone, so, and feet, so they're having a hard time identifying the body. They're not sure if they'll be able to do it. And Beverly, she just has that look of she's pissed because Bob's ignoring her. Kai sees it and realizes that's his next target, because he starts to go and look at everything that she's done, every type of news thing that she's done, and realizes, oh my God, they really mistreated her. And she just has that look of, I'm about to kill someone. So then there's finally one time where these guys, because they're like saying, titties, titties, and titties, boobies, boobies, boobies. And she finally beat one of the guys up. And that's when Kai realized she has that type of aggression that they need. Now, that was a bad look, so they're going to have to go and make sure that they do damage control on her behalf. And Bob is fraternizing with Selena, and he was rubbing up on her, pinching her. I said, what type of mess is this? So, of course, Beverly hops in the office, says, I have work to do. You know, you two can go and do that wherever you want. Bob's trying to say, oh, well, from now on, we're going to have to go. You're going to have to go and bump your segment. What? The 10 best things? Yeah, just cut it down to 5. Originally, he said 7, then he said to 5. Because we need to go and give Selena more time. We need to give her more time, more opportunity, more space. And that pissed off Beverly to the point where she went, took a knife, and stabbed his, I'm assuming his tires. Here comes Kai saying, you know, you have to do it closer to the curb. Stab it where it's closer to the curb. It'll have more of an effect. And she was like, what? Yeah, just do it. And then she went and did it. They had dinner for some reason. Again, all of this makes no sense. They had dinner, and this is when she spills her guts out. No, she doesn't really spill her guts out. Kai does most of the talking. And he essentially lets her know, I understand your plight. You're a black woman in a male-dominated industry, and you're getting passed on for a younger, white, female. People say, oh, well, she's black and she's a woman, so affirmative action has her covered. And so then the people on the other side that understand your plight are like, well, you know what? At the end of the day, she's a person just like everyone else. So if I can make it, she can make it too. And it's messed up because no one has your back. I said, oh my God. I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. I even know, I was like, wait a minute. You're saying everything right now, but wait a minute. So that's what I had to do. Because multiple times Kai was making complete sense. But remember, he's using that to tap into people's fears so that he can control them and manipulate them to further his personal cause, but make them feel like it's his own. Now, next thing we know, we see Selena. She's there. She's doing this like promotion for puppy adoption. She has to hold a smelly dog. She decides to go and do it, but then tragedy strikes because while she's trying to, tape the segment, there's these clowns that come up, and I'm thinking, those are some twisted clowns. I love how she looks back and she's like, oh, and here's entertainment. I'm thinking, are you? Side note, Emma Roberts without the blonde hair is almost like a completely different person. I keep looking at her like, who is that? Who is that? Anyway, so then the clowns come and they kill her. They stab her. I was happy. I really was. I said she had to go. She had to go. It was her time. It was your time. It was your time. But I didn't like the fact that they killed the cameraman. I said, this man, you know those camera people, they work really hard and they normally don't get much credit. So why'd you have to go and do that to him? I mean, he doesn't like her. You could tell he doesn't like her. Anywho. So we see Kai again. He's creating an army. All these people that I'm seeing, they're part of his cult. That's all that's going through my head. So we realized that the clown masks, the new designs, all that stuff, it came from Harrison's wife. And she's, you know, an artist, so she created that. So that's what I'm thinking. So is she really dead, or did they just kidnap her? Or what's going on? Oh, maybe it was just... Oh! Maybe that whole thing was a setup. She's probably still alive. Yeah, Harrison's wife's probably still alive. They were probably trying to invoke fear into the neighborhood and into the world with another murder all in this street. Every murder was to make national news. They have Beverly that's going to aid in the awareness of that. Oh my God, it all makes sense now. Because Beverly came over and said, you did that? And she was like, yeah, we're equal. Because he kept saying, we're equal. We are equal. And you know that's everything to someone who feels like a minority. So now it's Beverly, she's on the Kai side. She's on the Kai side. I'm over it because I really like her spunk. I like me some Beverly. I thought we were going to get an episode without Allie and Ivy, but I was sadly mistaken because next thing we know, we see Allie and Ivy. We realized that Allie lied for a while about who she voted for. Now, a day or two prior to the election, all of this, there was a Democrats versus Republican. I should say a Hillary versus Donald. Yeah, it was more so a Hillary versus Donald protest. And there was this guy, again, it's Gary, who is Chaz Bono, and he was saying all this stuff about, you know, I'm tired of you Democrats who go and look down on us and think that we're all racist and inbred and all that, but we're not. And you're not really speaking about anything that's a focus to us or what we really care about. And for a moment, I said, you're trash, but you're not completely wrong. And that's the problem I always had from the start with that election. I did feel like a lot of people were left out in the sense where you didn't even try to go and just talk to them. That's why I always felt with Hillary. I was like, there's all these people. I'm not talking about if they're racist and bigots and all that, but there's a lot of people who are just like a part of middle America that for some reason think that the middle class and upward have completely forgot about them or don't care about them at all or can't relate to them at all. And so that's what they saw as Democrats. And so at that point I said, okay. But the next thing we know, we're talking about Trump grabbing people, because I was like, oh, so you want to vote for someone who just grabs women by the pee? And then he said, oh, you know what? Well, you look like you need some action. He does it to her, and I thought she was about to go and whoop his butt, but she was just so violated, she didn't even know what to do. And here we go, Winter. That's where Winter and Ivy. So now we know Winter and Ivy met each other prior to. Side note, did anyone peep that that Ivy and Allie's restaurant was actually the restaurant of was where Kai and Beverly met. So now Allie and Ivy, Ivy and Winter met there too, because Winter chased down Gary, and then she went over and was like, oh, are you okay? What's going on? And this is where Ivy says, you know, I thought I was going to be one of those really strong women that was going to go and, you know, stand up for myself if something like that ever happened to me if I saw it, but I was just so ashamed. And Winter let her know, no, that's not how that works. You never know what's going to happen when someone tries to violate you. But what you can do is make sure that you don't give them the power. So then she said, let's go. And when I mean by let's go, they went after Gary. Gary works at the supermarket. That's why he looked familiar. Gary works at the supermarket. So we saw him originally without his hand. He still has his hand right now. What ends up happening is Winter's there after it closes. And did you guys notice that look on Gary's coworker's face when he was just like, oh yeah, I finally get to vote for someone who's going to make America great again? And she had that look of, oh my God, I can't. She had that look of, oh my God, I can't. Mind you, Winter goes and distracts Gary in the what's that place called? Supermarket. And that's when Ivy comes, hits him from behind, and then they're like, okay, so what are we going to do with him? They put him down in someone's basement and left him there. I said, okay. Well, let's vote for Trump. Oh, okay. I have no problems with that. What ended up happening is when Winter got home, Kai knew that something was wrong, so then he got all the information. He went downstairs, and then he told Gary, it's your civil duty to go and vote and make your voice be heard. And he was like, yeah, so you're going to let Hillary and the Democrats win? He was like, no. And I'm thinking, what type of weak-minded mass manipulation is going on right now? What is it? What's in the water that they're giving people? So he gives him this saw. It's not strong enough to remove the handcuff, but it is strong enough to cut. It's somehow strong enough to cut through the bone, but not through the handcuffs. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait. So then that's what happened. That's how he lost his hand. He cut it himself so that he could go and make his voice be heard and vote. That's what happened. And that was pretty much the end of the episode, because now it's just this weird situation of all these people are in the cult, and that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. I feel like I'm missing something.